Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's get after it.
Tesla owners are getting robbed.
3%, 9 miles of range. Let's go ahead and charge this baby up right now. All right, let's go charge the Cybertruck. Grab the charger right here, and you gotta tap.
Oh, gosh. Just charge the truck.
Tap more. Open.
Ugh.
There we go. Let's see how fast we're charging right now. 1 hour and 30 minutes.
An hour and 30 minutes? Takes me 7 minutes. That includes a taquito.
That's 121 kilowatt for a full charge. And that's going to cost me, currently right now in San Leandro, the rate is 61 cents per kilowatt hour. So that means
61
it's
cents?
going to take me 121 times 61. That is $73.
$73?
That's going to give me a range of 296 miles. Is that good or not good? Let me know in the comments down below.
Is that good? I tell you what, Tesla owners are getting robbed. They're constantly telling us about how, oh, you gotta buy gas. $70 to fill up? That's as good as my 4Runner.
It cost me about $100 to fill up my truck, which is slightly more than the $70 that guy was spending. But I can fill it up in about 5 minutes. I can drive over 500 miles on a full tank. I was under the impression that if you bought a Tesla, you got free supercharging or something like that. If that's not the case, there's literally no reason to buy a Tesla. If it keeps you from spending money on gas, then it's a no-brainer. But if it costs just as much to fill it with power for less range, and you have to wait 10 times longer for it to fill up, what is the appeal for the trade-off? It doesn't make any sense.
This is fallen angel technology. Humans cannot do this. What you're looking at, by the way, that's a hair. What you're looking at is an Apple chip, a processor chip under a microscope. It's literally impossible we can do what you're about to see. It's quite obviously magic. It's literally magic, like it's always been since the beginning of time. Fallen angels giving us crazy technology that we could otherwise not do. If you think that humans could just out the blue do this, then you are fooled. This is literally a copycat, a mimic of God's creation of the earth on a microscopic level. I mean, look how the cities are laid out. Like in the stars, you can see a grid pattern, like an energy pattern that exists. Do you know how close in we are right now? This is so ridiculous to think that we could even do this. Our phones are literal black mirrors that we are holding in our hand. It's literal black magic. Literally, you can watch somebody else's life even further. If you're a hacker, you can hack into someone's phone and see what they're doing at the moment, exactly like a crystal ball in a diviner. Really quickly, just for perspective, this is the zoom out. Like how small this is freaking ridiculous that we could ever even, create at such a small, microscopic level. It is not human. I'm telling you, it's not human.
I've always been perplexed by the creation of the microchip. I remember watching some movie as a kid where these kids find a stuffed bear or something from the future, and when they look inside to see what's powering it, because it's using artificial intelligence, they find a microscopic sized processor that has Intel written on the side of it. They knew all the way back when I was a kid that this tech would go in this direction, that these chips would get faster and faster and smaller. It's hard to wrap your head around this though. How do we even have the tools available to create something with such detail on a microscopic level? That's absolutely crazy, and I can totally see why that guy is assuming that this was tech that was given to us. I'm not in agreement with his synopsis, but I can certainly see how he arrived there.
This is the terrifying moment that amusement park guests were stuck dangling midair 200 feet in a freak storm in a Mexico City Six Flags on a ride that they shut down, but they couldn't get the passengers off in time.
I'm starting to develop a fear of amusement park rides just since the creation of my YouTube channel due to the sheer number of videos that we've watched on here of people getting stuck on rides, seriously injured when a ride malfunctions, and even people getting killed on these things. There's absolutely going to be some PTSD for the people stuck on that ride. Being stuck on a metal structure that high up in the air during a storm, every second you're up there is another opportunity for you to get struck by lightning, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. That's one of the scariest situations I've seen yet on one of these ride failure clips. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and you like this kind of content, I post a new one just like it every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. It'd be awesome if you'd hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow to join me. Also, we just launched a new episode of the podcast yesterday. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description.
What are we doing, guys? Yeah? Just enjoying what? Picnic. Where's your picnic stuff, guys? In the car. Right. You're here for a picnic? Is that what we're doing? You know what you're doing. I'm looking at you. The guy with the camera? Yeah, you right there. Yeah, can I see the videos? Show me the videos. No, I'm serious. Are you deleting them right now? Is that what you're doing, guys?
This is private. Why do you think you
You know exactly what you're doing. You're creeping all the girls here. I watched you guys. I watched this guy. I watched him watching my daughters with his camera. No. You don't come to a beach and videotape the girls. You know exactly. You can delete them all you want, but I got you guys on film now. Okay?
Sorry, this is...
No. What are you gonna try and show me? What's all this? No, you just deleted the videos. I watched.
No, this is not my phone. I cannot open anywhere without his face.
Yeah, no, I watched him watching my girls. I mentioned it to my group. No. Don't even try and deny it. I watched it. And I watched two other girls. No, I watched him film two other girls right over there. As soon as they put their clothes back, as soon as they put their clothes back on, he stopped filming. Then I watched another girl, and he watched her walk all the way across here. His camera followed her the whole time.
This is the phone, you can check everywhere.
No.
I'm so glad to see a video where someone actually stands up against this crap. Most of the time, people just stand by and don't do anything at all, and that's why this stuff continues to happen. They get away with that garbage in their countries because that's acceptable in their society. These people are coming over here and bringing their sick and twisted views with them. There's no way to reason with someone and find common ground if they think it's appropriate to take videos of other people's kids for later enjoyment. These type of people are sick. People like this will never assimilate into the local culture, and they'll never stop being depraved in their thoughts or their actions. This is why we need vetting.
If you've been feeling the shift in the world, here's why. We are about to enter the last period in a 180-year cycle called Period 9, according to Chinese astrology. The last 20 years was ruled by the Earth element, which is why agriculture, real estate, higher education, especially institutional education, and young men were our main focus, like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos. The next 20 years, we're shifting to the fire element. So this is all about technology, creativity, artificial intelligence, women. But what does this mean for you? Two different types of non-physical worlds are going to grow astronomically. The first is cloud-based technology, artificial intelligence, electricity, internet, 5G, anything remote, AR, VR, metaverse, ET, satellites, you name it. Yes, I do think we're going to come into alien/ET contact. The second area of non-physical world that's going to come into major focus is the spiritual world, the psychic world, the shamanic journey. There will be major conversations and developments around remote viewing, remote travel, spiritual intelligence, heart-based intelligence. There might even be a cure for Alzheimer's or schizophrenia, anything that is the disease of the mind or the brain. And I truly believe that the people who don't keep up with the developments of these two intangible worlds are going to feel lackluster, left behind, emotionless, kind of numb.
I'm not a fan of the whole prediction thing. That being said, I do think this is likely true. I see a massive shift happening in the consciousness of the world at the moment. A lot of people are waking up to the lies they're being fed and are actively searching for the truth. The veil is being lifted. In the lifting of that veil, I'm seeing all the things she's predicting taking place in real time. The conversations around these topics are really ramping up, and the information available to us is getting deeper and deeper by day. I think the idea that we're going back into the age of astral projection or more of a focus on mindfulness makes perfect sense. I think we're going to rediscover the way that we used to view the world. I feel like a spiritual awakening is coming soon.
The Eastern equine encephalitis virus, where 30% of the infected will die and most survivors will develop neurological issues. The Eastern equine encephalitis virus is spread to horses and humans by the bite of an infected mosquito. These mosquitoes tend to live in swamps or swamp-surrounding areas. Eastern equine encephalitis, also known as Triple E, was first discovered in 1831 when 75 horses died mysteriously from this disease. The first human case was reported in Tennessee in 2019. Although this is a very rare virus and only very few cases are reported each year, it's very fatal. This infection causes your brain to swell, which can cause disorientation, seizures, and coma, making it one of the most severe encephalitis. Approximately a third of the patients who come in contact with this disease will die, and many of the survivors will have mild to severe brain damage. There is no antivirus for this disease, so using insect repellent containing DEET, picaridin, or using lemon eucalyptus on your skin or clothing will help protect against mosquito bites.
I just thought I needed to throw this in here because we talked about Triple E in yesterday's video, and I got a ton of comments from people asking what it is. That's a good breakdown of it, but I would take the warnings a bit lightly. From what I read online, it can absolutely cause those symptoms, but what I read didn't say that most people would end up with brain damage or nerve damage, but that it was a possibility that someone could end up with those symptoms. This is as new to me as it is to all of you. I just heard about it for the first time yesterday, but just be careful where you get your information on it, because I'm already starting to see conflicting information around side effects and infection rate risk depending on where you read about it.
The BRICS nations, or the BRICS trading bloc, are about to bring out their own asset-backed currency. And apparently, according to this video, if you go back and watch it, that's going to be, and it's going to be valued at $55 per one BRICS token or BRICS currency, whatever that's going to be. So let that sink in for a second. $55 for $1 of the BRICS currency to trade within that trading bloc. Now, have you considered, when this comes to pass, what that's going to do to the cost of imports for the United States? Where all of a sudden, instead of buying stuff overseas from a position of strength as the world's reserve currency, where, you know, they would always get way more currency in a foreign country because they held the US dollar, which was quite strong. Now, that's being flipped on its head. So now they are importing from a position of weakness rather than strength, where, you know, $1 is, or sorry, $55 equals $1 of value within that BRICS sort of trading currency. So that means $55,000 would get like $1,000 worth of value within that trading. Do you understand what that's going to do to inflation that's already running rampant in the US? Now, I've told you in a previous video, the US dollar is going to go to zero because it's backed by nothing but debt. All it is going to take now, all the ducks have been lined up. There's enough nations now that are joining this BRICS sort of trading bloc. And all it's going to take now to crash the US dollar is for them to have, let's say, a little get-together, a little BRICS conference that they get together. All of them decide that they're going to drop the US dollar simultaneously and start to trade in their native currencies between one another within the trading bloc, and at the same time ditch all their US Treasury bonds in one go.
I don't even know what to tell you to prepare for this one. It's going to hit the entire country. I think our only hope is to get off the Federal Reserve and go back to an actual currency that's backed by gold. I just don't see that happening because there's too many people in power getting rich off the current system. But this current system is not going to be so appealing when the money that these elites are pulling off the top is about as valuable as the money in Venezuela.
My buddy Internet Warlords sends me this video, satellite imagery from NASA showing the Earth and the Moon traversing the Sun's face from who knows how far away. Now, those of us who have common sense would look at this and say, there's quite a few problems with this, but it just looks fake, does it not? So we hit the comment section talking about how fake it is, and Globers say, these comments, we need to do better with education. Can't fix stupid. They say, boss, don't waste your time on kindergarten flirfs. Education failed many people. That's what I'm saying, yes. One guy says, too late. Critical mass has already taken hold. We're well on our way to idiocracy. They say the way your brain works is literally embarrassing. Reading your comments is comedic gold. I can smell your scientific illiteracy from here, and they want to school us on perspective. How's this for perspective? Go to the description and it says, this is a simulation. Based on data. The poetic irony here is satisfying. We saw this and said, you know, something don't sit right with us. It looks pretty fake. And all the people blindly deciding to believe it started mocking and ridiculing us just to be wrong in the end. Do better.
Give it a little time and you'll likely see a nearly identical video from NASA claiming that it's real. I think they just put this out there to gauge people's reactions. I'm sorry, I just don't trust anything that they put out. I think the most shocking part about this video is that they actually tell you it's a computer-generated image.
I've had a lot of weird experiences, man. So I was walking my dog, we turn the corner, and I see this, looks like somebody coming out of the woods. When it reaches the street, it stops and it stands in our path, maybe like 50 feet away. It looked like it was just made of white light, standing in our path. Thought about later, I didn't hear it stepping on any twigs or leaves when it was coming out of the woods. It was just completely silent. This is when I had a little flip phone. I'm gonna take a picture of it, but I couldn't. It was just ridiculous. And finally, I just said to Linda, my dog, I said, well, let's just get out of here. We went back home, and I told my wife and people on Facebook about it. But the very next day, I'm driving down that same street. I reach the end of the street, and there's one of those big LED traffic signs. It's like hit and run, call this number. I saw this ghostly figure shortly after there was a hit and run at the end of the street.
It sounds like it's connected.
I was shocked.
And if you like personal paranormal accounts like this, we just launched a new episode of the podcast yesterday with several new callers recounting firsthand experiences of UFO sightings and ghostly apparitions that appeared in their home. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, or if you're a fan of the old Coast to Coast AM radio show, the link to the newest episode is in the description of this video. I would love for you all to check it out.
This is a video called Hamburgus video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed from our scientific board for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
In 2009, a Turkish man, Yalçın Yalman, recorded what he believed to be a UFO over the Sea of Marmara, capturing what he claimed were alien pilots in a saucer-shaped craft. Experts analyzed Yalçın's video and found no signs of CGI tampering, though some remained skeptical about the visibility of figures within the craft due to camera limitations. Aviation expert Tim McMillan suggested the possibility of an optical illusion involving distant fishing vessels. Though this theory does not fully explain the sighting. The Turkish government deemed the footage authentic, but experts concluded that while the object is a genuine UFO, more evidence is needed to confirm its extraterrestrial nature.
And then right in the front of the craft, there appeared to be 3 windows, viewing ports, whatever you want to call. And standing in these viewing ports, and I saw this, I looked through the camera myself, but unfortunately recorded. That video went to university in Istanbul and went over extremely intense scrutiny by the Turkish government, and then the video was also sent to the UK and several other countries for analysis.
I honestly don't know what to make of that video. I've seen it before, and I think I'm convinced that it's legitimate footage of something. I don't think the guy who filmed it was trying to fool anyone, but it's just almost too good to be true. It actually shows the aliens flying the thing. That makes it hard to believe just for that reason. I'm not saying it isn't real because of that, just that it gives me that feeling. I keep waiting for that definitive evidence of alien life, and this could very well be it. And I'm sitting here saying it's too good to be true. The irony is not lost on me.
The second largest diamond ever was just discovered in Botswana. Benjamin Official asks a great question. How is every gold and diamond found in Africa, but they still ain't rich? Now, I could answer that question, or I could have an American senator answer it. Hope this helps.
How can we help foster the public-private partnerships, bringing American capital and expertise and standards to Africa so that we can keep exploiting, so that we can exploring where we can get these.
So we can keep exploiting, exploring. Hey, fun fact for you, Freudian slip, it means a slip of the tongue that is motivated or reveals some unconscious aspect of the mind. Almost as if all of these Western countries are actually exploiting Africa. Excuse me, I mean exploring. When it comes to mineral deposits, you want to know what's one of the world's richest countries? Democratic Republic of Congo. It's estimated to have a wealth in natural resources of 24 trillion. Those are remaining untapped deposits. 24 trillion is an insane amount. I bet everybody's doing well, right? That's more than enough to share. Oh, that's really interesting. Here's what the forced labor and mining conditions look like. So 75% of the world's cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Cobalt is essential to lithium-ion rechargeable batteries, right? All of our cell phones, electric vehicle. Here's a picture of a child slave working in the cobalt mine. Here's some more children slaves, a mom with her baby. At no point in human history has so much suffering generated so much profit and been directly linked to billions of people around the world.
I think pretty much everyone is aware that this is happening by this point. I don't know what anyone can do to stop it other than literally stepping in and putting a stop to the exploitation. But the people in power who could actually do something are the ones doing the exploiting. And, just out of curiosity, I did the math. Based on Congo's current population, they could divide that profit up and give everyone in their country nearly $250,000. That's the profit that these folks are missing out on while making $2 a day, busting up rocks with no shoes on and a baby strapped to their back.
This is footage of the newest Neuralink patient playing a video game, controlling it with his mind. Elon then followed up saying hundreds of people will have the Neuralink in a few years, in 5 years tens of thousands, and in 10 years millions of people will have the Neuralink. For people who lost their limbs, they can attach parts of the Optimus robot, and with Neuralink they can control the limbs with their own mind.
Take parts of the Optimus humanoid robot and you combine that with a Neuralink. Let's say somebody has lost their arms or legs. We could actually attach an Optimus arm or Optimus legs and do a Neuralink implant so that the motor commands from your brain that would go to your biological arms now go to your robot arms or robot legs. And again, you'd have basically cybernetic superpowers.
I just thought this was so cool that they're planning to give people robotic limbs that they can control like a real arm or a leg using their Neuralink. I absolutely have concerns over how this technology will be utilized in the future, but for now at least, it's being used for good. I honestly think, though, that Elon needs some kind of fail-safe built into this company, where if anything happens to him, it all just goes away. Because if this gets built out to the degree that he's planning, and then the federal government gets their hands on it, it's game over for freedom of thought.
Prescott Bush was actively involved in money laundering Nazi money within the U.S.
What?
He was the vice president of Union Bank, which was laundering Nazi money in the millions. He was also the executive manager for the Hamburg American Line, which was a cruise ship. They would offer journalists a free ride and pay them to write pieces on Hitler that would help boost his image. And they also were caught bringing back Nazi spies into the U.S. But none of these guys were tried. In fact, the U.S. government ended up liquidating the bank. They gave Prescott Bush $1.5 million. It was just the beginning of this Bush empire. The Bushes were sued in the early 2000s by 2 Holocaust survivors. Bush was involved with a steel company. They had prisoners within Auschwitz manufacturing these steel industries.
Using them as workers?
They were profiting from slave labor in these concentration camps. And Prescott Bush was directly involved in that.
Dude, that's wild.
He profited off of World War II, created his own empire. Then years later, his son becomes president.
And this is what was going on behind the scenes in World War II. You think there isn't something similar going on right now with all these wars that we have going on all over the world? It wouldn't surprise me, given a little bit of time, that we start getting reports that our current government officials are money laundering or profiting off some angle of the war in a greasy way. This is just a repeating cycle. This is why they want these wars. Money, money, money.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
This creepy video comes out of Southern Ohio, and it was posted by TikTok user The Captain. I'll tag him below. And he posted a video of him exploring a local legend, and it does not go well. Because after finding various dead animals, he begins to hear something that he can't explain. And not only was he by himself, but to add to the creepiness, he was exploring the legend of Crybaby Bridge. Here's a short clip, but you can see the full thing over on his page. But let me know, what do you think?
It's a place that's local around my area, and they say she got hit on the tracks with her baby, or her body was dumped right there in the creek down here. There's something dead right there. Bro, there is something dead right there. A dead deer. It's a dead deer. I've been out here forever trying to get stuff, bro. This place is spooky. Is anybody out there? Hello? Right. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Bro. Hell no. I know you guys heard that.
So a guy's exploring the legend of Crybaby Bridge and hears a baby crying when it's pitch dark outside. I think I'd be running too. If I had to guess, with the bridge being called that and him actually hearing what sounds like a baby crying when he goes to explore, I would think this is probably an animal that's close by that's causing that noise and freaking people out. It kind of sounded like it could have been a bird or something. I'm not making that claim, but that would be my first guess if I was in that situation. I certainly would not assume that it was an actual baby out there on the bridge in the dead of night. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video right there. I hope you enjoyed these clips we watched together today. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out www.barry-stepp.com if you'd like to order yourself a shirt or a hat and help me support the channel. Also, don't forget to post your photos of your merch over in the Discord to get your photo and a video. But with all that out of the way, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow.